Hello, this is the introductory lecture for Unit 3, Argument and Persuasion. Conversation is a collective enterprise. Speaking to one another about things we all care about is a ritual of social bonding that fosters goodwill and mutual understanding. At the same time, this fabric of human togetherness is also, in its essence, a play of differences. Part of the nature of a conversation is that the participants have slightly different points of view on what they're talking about. Two people who agree perfectly with one another do not need to have a conversation. They can get by with grunts of mutual assent. Conversation thrives when two participants acknowledge that although they share many common attitudes and principles, there is some gradient of difference that creates a tension between the participants' points of view. I know something that you don't, or I have something to add to what you have said, or I have a complicated response to what you have said that may influence your own ideas about what you said and why you said it. When we recognize and formalize the specific details of what differentiates my perspective from yours, however nuanced or minute that difference might be, a conversation develops into a debate. I might observe that although we both like spaghetti, you like it slightly undercooked, but I prefer it slightly overcooked. The game is on. Now each of us has to delve into our personal experiences, our sensory impressions, and even perhaps the scientific and culinary literature about what famous nutritionists, food critics, and pasta chefs have had to say about the question of overcooked and undercooked pasta. The purpose of all of this inquiry points in three directions at once. Most immediately, I am playing the game of formal debate, in which I try to prove that I am right and that my opponent is wrong. At the same time, if I am articulating my point of view in writing or before an audience, it is likely that I am also trying to win bystanders over to my way of thinking in order to increase the number of people in the world who agree with me, even if I don't convince the person I am directly addressing. My third and most important audience, however, is myself. The project of putting together an active defense of my own belief requires me to scrutinize my own attitudes to examine their foundations. If you go about the process of debate honestly, with a greater emphasis on discovering and articulating your own reasons for why you feel the way you do about a particular subject, and less emphasis on the game of trying to score points off an opponent, the more likely you are to learn more about your personal motivations and attitudes, and even, perhaps, to change your mind about something you didn't think you would change your mind about. When we shift our example from a debate about spaghetti preparation to a debate about whether dreams have meanings, or about whether people have souls, or about whether the speed limit should be raised or lowered, it is possible to see that all of our attitudes about all of these questions sit at the nexus of thousands of years of debates that human beings have been having about the way our species should organize its worldview. Whether we realize it or not, the opinions we hold are always already involved in the histories of these debates, and when we actively step into the fray by putting forward our own statement of what we think and why, we become a part of this history and help to shape its future.